Hi guys and welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are well. Yes, early timings now for the time being while the children have to be focused on school. They're doing their homework right now while I'm streaming. Once their homework is done, I have to give them dinner and then put them to sleep. Yes. So it's a bit of a few things that I have to do while I do this stream. So welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are well. Plenty happening in the Club World Cup. Hey, Man City finally beginning to play well, interestingly enough. They're looking like they're coming together. It looks like a very fantastic preseason for them. They're staying, of course, at a 5-star hotel with their family members and playing on the beach as well. Getting that slick passing movement. There's definitely signs that they're going to be playing a different style next season. Erling Haaland, interestingly, was left off the bench for their last group game, right, which they topped. But he's also scored his 300 career goal. Putting him, I think he's now the fastest guy to get to 300 goals. I mean, compared to Messi and Ronaldo and the rest, he did it in like 407 games. And he is a phenomenal goal scorer. Unlike Messi, Ronaldo, who are also creators of a sort. So it's going to be interesting to see how City line up next season. Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid also looking like they have got their spring back in their step. Xabi ball is going to be interesting to look out for when they kick off the new season. So plenty of things to get excited about in the coming season. Liverpool, of course, have signed Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez also in. And then we have Florian Wirtz, but the news is going to be Ibrahim Konate, who has decided he does not want to extend his contract. So, because Real Madrid, as usual, are tapping up players in the final year of their contract because it's cheaper to get them that way. They can afford to give them higher wages and then not worry about the transfer fee. And then when the player doesn't really perform after 2 to 3 seasons, they get money for that player. Hey, cultured left foot. Thank you for the sub, brother. How are you doing? Long time no see. I might be flying through Singapore very soon. On my way to the same place I went to the last time we caught up. But I don't know. This time depends on whether or not I might be flying through KL. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I might be making a trip out soon. I'll be a well band. Hey, United, I really think Cunha, the signing that they did from Wolves. Wolves have lost some really good players. I mean, Ryan Nuri now playing for Man City is transformed. Doku is playing in the middle. Ryan Nuri is playing on the flanks. There's a certain Matthias Cunha who's now going to be playing for Manchester United. And I tell you, that guy is something special. Okay, he can whip out a goal from nowhere. He's got that swagger that reminds me of Eric Cantona. He's got that attitude that reminds me of Eric Cantona. So you might have a potential icon coming up. But what the problem United has been legs. They want to play a back three with wing backs, but you really need 2 strong midfielders, and something that Real Madrid have shown that they are capable of doing. The system that Real Madrid are playing with Xabi Alonso isn't too dissimilar from the system Ruben Amorim is using, right? But the key in that system lies in the segundo volantes, or their defensive midfielders, who have to cover the defensive third as well as the offensive third. And you need legs to do that. And United do not have any legs in central midfield. So I am waiting for those signings to happen for Manchester United. I really think that they need that. Yeah, you don't have legs in midfield, man. You just don't have legs. That's the real reason why United aren't playing well isn't because they are shockingly bad. It's just that they're shockingly old. They just can't run anymore. In the modern game of football, you need to run. And if you can't run, you lose games. Which brings us to the Football Manager parallel, right? Stamina and work rate, you need that in Football Manager. If you don't have stamina and work rate in your team and they can't run, what can you do? You can't play back 5 systems. So whenever people come up to me and they want to design a back five system, I immediately go, can you play aggressively? Then they go like, no, but I want to play defensively. Then I go like, what? You want to sit back and let people attack you? Well, then you need world-class defenders. And that brings us back to a circular argument. If you have really good defenders, then why are you sitting back and defending? Because your defenders can do the job. You must all go and attack. Yeah, so that's the thing about Football Manager. But let's not talk about Football Manager. Let's carry on with real life football. Ugarte, yes, he is a destroyer. I actually am a big fan of Manuel Ugarte, but what Manuel Ugarte can't do it on his own. So what Ugarte needs is another player, which is what United now, City now have. City have Rangers and Rodri in the heart of midfield. You know how good that combination is. Oh my God, they could singularly have one of the best. They probably will have the best midfield next season. Rangers is very good. And you've got world-class Rodri, who's like a brand new signing for Manchester City because he wasn't playing last season. So now when you get Rangers and Rodri in the heart of midfield, and they got Doku somewhere, he's playing somewhere in the center. Ryan Nuri is playing on the flanks. So where does Erling Haaland fit in this system? Very interesting question. Some people might say Erling Haaland shouldn't be. United play City. Actually, in my opinion, I do feel that City play really well, play better when they didn't have Erling Haaland. Right? It's that whole style of football that they had to adapt just because of Erling Haaland. And plus the fact that they lost Rodri, they couldn't really perform last season. But we'll see. Next season, City will be. Watch out for City. City are going to be phenomenal. Phenomenal. They're going to be a team to watch out for. I think City are going to be well nigh unstoppable next season. That is a very good team that they have there. They have a really good team. It's going to be hard to stop City, which explains why Liverpool are in somewhat of a conundrum at the moment, right? Okay. They've got to redesign. They got a plan for the future. I mean, Liverpool, a lot of people are going to come out and talk about Liverpool. I mean, look at the amount of money they're spending. Let's just not forget that Liverpool's net spend is the lowest net spend among the top 10 teams in the Premier League because they didn't really spend much last season and the season before that. The last time they really dropped a lot of cash was for when they actually let Coutinho go and they brought in Virgil van Dijk and Alisson, right? So they spent 142 million. That's like really the biggest that they've. Of course, you have the Darwin Núñez spend, but in terms of like outlay, not so much. So in last season they made quite a lot of money because they had commercial revenue as well as the television revenue, and then the good run they had in the Champions League, and let's not count the Europa Cup and all the other competitions, right? There's the minor competitions, but Liverpool might have already spent 200 million, but they recouped quite a lot of that 200 million that they put out. They managed to get money for Jared Kwanzaa, the goalkeeper. I mean, looking at the recoup, and now if my math is right, they can still spend 200 million this window and still be below the PSR, but that would preclude them from spending in the January transfer window and the window after that. Because if they were to spend anywhere in the region of 400 million, then they put themselves in that position where they really can't spend in the January transfer window and in the following window. So Liverpool might go all in and bring in a few more players and then sit on it for a while. But that would be a very risky thing to do, and it's not. I don't see Liverpool doing that because they're always on the lookout for young talent. Yeah. Ataman, how are you, man? Welcome to the stream. We are stopping over. We can meet for a drink again. Yeah. Yes. So, okay, what are we doing on the stream today? The stream is early because, of course, I have got kids to look after. And what we're going to be doing is the Hungary rebuild. Now, Hungary rebuild is going to take a while. It's not one of those. I was toying with the idea of doing it off camera. But if I do it off camera, then it's not fun because you don't see the whole bit. But then that means that you're going to have to, we are all going through this long phase of seeing how this team is doing, how they grow. I think that's where I want to focus. I'm going to be doing different kinds of streams next year, more episodic streams. Well, focus on something on the stream and go from there. But this is our competition so far. I mean, we are top of the table, which you should be. If you're not top of the table, I should just resign from playing Football Manager. Then we're in the cup competition. Of course, Europa League, we were knocked out in the league phase just by a hair, man. I mean, we went out. I mean, we lost 5 games. We lost to Dunstrada. This is the match we had to win, but we lost it. And then we lost to a few teams. Well, we'll get better. We'll get stronger. I'm adapting as I go, my tactical system. So now we are playing something different. We're playing like a 4-2-3-1. We're gonna, because we have APs, right? I'm avoiding the 4-3-3. We also did this. Okay. Look, this stream, I'm coming with all kinds of tactics. Yeah, then we, of course, my favorite is the 4-4-2. But we're gonna carry on with the 4-2-3-1. There are so many ways you can set up the 4-2-3-1. The 4-2-3-1 can be set up as one of those low defensive line systems, right? Where all you do is you move the ball forward. And of course, we're trying to improve the youth facilities where we get better players coming through. Let's see if I can do that. We want to focus on improving the team in the time, but we're not beginning there. Okay, that's it. You know that this is not going to work, right? So they want us to improve the team from the transfer market. Now that's really that is not very good, because when you start the save, right? If you want to do this nation rebuild, sometimes you end up in clubs, and you cannot do a rebuild successfully because the club doesn't have a desire to look inside. And you can't change it because that's hard-coded into the game. You literally have to go into the editor and change their what the tendencies or their attributes. There's something in the game, right? I'm not gonna go into it now. I'm not gonna dig in, and I'm not gonna go into the editor. No way. So we'll play it as the way we can. Vasas have offered a contract to Aran Vain. Who the heck is Aran Vain? He plays for me, okay. And yeah, he's not bad. Right? He's developing so-so, you know. He's balanced. He is going to be we can play him further up the top, but he has low aggression. If he's got low aggression, I don't prioritize players like that. Yeah, and he's short, so okay, he can go. Bohemians have made an offer to loan on our players. We're not going to loan, not yet. Once we build a squad, we can do that. Well, one thing I want to get more Hungarian players through. Okay, rebuild, there are 2 ways of doing a rebuild. Okay. One, which is easy, is you bring lots of players. You ignore this Hungary or whatever nation rule that you have and just bring them in. Then you loan them to the clubs near you. Then they all become good, right? So all of them can have international players going through. So that's one way of doing it. And then the other way, of course, is to just go, you know what? I just want to have Hungarian players. Now that is even harder. So considering what my board just did, they don't have to prioritize youth facilities. It means that I need to bring in young players from overseas already. So that's now I have to pivot my goal. Otherwise, it'll be one of those where you bang your head against the wall, hoping to see the club give you better facilities. They will if I get more success, right? So now the board is not interested, which means there's no point me trying to go for youth facilities anymore until I become better. So the only way I can be better is by bringing in more players from overseas as well. So that's the goal now. I have to pivot now. Now I have no choice. Okay, so we've got all these players in. We got Popov, Lonka. I love this player, man. He's been brilliant for us. Romy and Maiga. Maiga is a safe. He is very, very safe. Like when we play, he doesn't do much. I mean, he's like very likely to hold the line, but he's got a hamstring problem. He keeps getting injured because he's got a recurring injury, which means I have to be very careful of his workload. So his workload I've been keeping it medium, and I don't want him to be overplayed. He's not bad. Yeah, we'll keep using him. Of course, we've got our defenders. I'm gonna play these 2 who I signed. Okay, Aimbov is actually a player that I want to develop. Now, of course, the problem is his contract. Let's see if we can enter contract negotiations. He doesn't want to. So therein lies the other problem with these kind of saves. You're not that big a team. Yeah, the national youth rating. And there's also a club one as well. The clubs, it's hidden because it will be your chairman and all those. Their desire to actually want to invest in the own club. Yeah, it's in the system as well. National youth rating is just one permutation, which is the whole country and how important football is to the country, right? Okay, that can be high. That can be sometimes it can be high, and then you get a club, right, where the owners are not interested in youth, developing youth. They're not interested in academy, so there's nothing you can do to change that, no. Because until they change owners, so that is another issue you have with some of these saves that you're trying to do rebuilds. You gotta, and I don't want to go into the game and go and find out, oh, what's the hidden attribute? I don't do that. That's not the way I play the game. So I just saw the message. It's not that's enough for me. That will tell me, hey, priority isn't there. So I'll just focus and just pivot based on that. That'll be fine. Okay, now we got Civic, Zach. Okay, Musi is in. Oh, what a miss. What a glorious miss. Okay, we're doing okay. So we've been in this half for a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work ball into box and go low crosses. Once I see that I'm in the third for a long time, I start taking a few more risks. So now I'm just going to up the ante a bit more. Work ball into box, play low crosses, get to the byline a bit more, and then pass into space. So lots of things. Because if I'm looking at the formation they're playing, they got almost similar. I mean, like a pure back four. I have a back three. So let's carry on. All right. Now I'm gonna go up to positive and push it a bit more. And we're gonna change the role of the striker here into a pressing for an attack. So it keeps putting pressure on that back line, moves around a bit. Civic, I gotta watch the transitions now. Kodro is okay, Varga is better, but we have to rest Varga. Varga has been playing one too many games. Okay. Our team is definitely fitter than most teams, even though we played in Europe as well. It's because of the training schedules. Yeah, I had a very aggressive preseason, so I'm very confident of our boys' work rate and ability to finish games. Bang. Oh, defensive line too low. Yeah, defensive line wasn't high enough. Otherwise, the play would have stepped into. Musi away, cuts inside, finds Zach, the playmaker, gives it back to Musi. Musi takes the shot. Okay, good. We're putting more pressure on the team. Musi with a corner. Again, no one's there. Looking at our bench, what do we have? We got Popov, Lonka, Varga can come on if I need to. Traore for the flanks. Shirley, of course, did well in some of the matches. I wonder how he's going to perform on his own. Noster is a defender. AST is also not bad. Tosan is out on the flanks. We can do quite a change. More like swapping things around. We'll wait until the 60th minute and I'll make like 4 changes straight away to give us a different flavor. Zach does well. Here goes Politic again. Kodro cannot find the back of the net. That's the okay. All right, we're gonna take Kodro off. Okay, we're gonna get Shirley on. Okay, Kodro is a bit disappointing at the moment. And we bring Musi off. We bring in Traore. Tosan will come on for Dennis Politic. Okay, so we've made a change right in attack. So the whole front three, the playmakers are got to think about other players. So Traore takes a shot on target. Okay, we're gonna get the backline involved. Okay, that means I'm pushing up everything, dropping this off as well. And we're now not gonna ask him to. We guys are gonna ask him to stay in the area and be a poacher. This way, he'll pin the defenders back while we start working on this team. We want the goal. Now we're pushing and pushing and pushing. The Maiga might have to come off, but this is risky. But I want to win. Okay, again, we're in the third. I'm going to make one more change. We're going to bring on SCT for Maiga. Maiga might get a hamstring injury again. Lonka for Romy. Yep. Okay, we've done all 5 changes. Osan, Traore shoots. Yeah, we get the goal, but this could be offside. It could be offside because Serafimov looked like he was off. Yeah, he's offside. Okay. All right, last few minutes. Okay, now we're going to change our tactic. We're going to go fullback on attack. Fullback on attack. We're going to turn this guy into a ball playing defender. So they stand back. This we're going to be a very fluid in attack now. This means the back line is pushing up as well. This is risky, but I think we are fitter than the opposition. Civic does well. Now the backline is going to come up, and Civic couldn't. That good work from Civic again as we go pushing for the winner. Pushkash Academy have done really well to keep us from scoring. Stronati, yeah, they did well. I mean, I did as much as I could. Players did not find the back of the net, which is very disappointing. It's 0-0. We still thought the table some well clear of the anybody else wants to chase us. Yeah, so looking at, I think now is time for me to start worrying about contracts. Okay. Never mind. If I don't get them right, it's okay. We'll probably screw things up later. Varga is starting more games. Yeah, I wanted to start him, but he's been tired for a lot of games. I mean, I have to take him off early. Okay. Kodro is going to be rested the next game. I can't make Varga upset. He's really the only striker I have. Yeah, that's how I play. I go quickly from one week to another week. And sometimes I like to speed through a transfer window because I don't want to deal with all the messages. My players might come in unhappy. I don't care. I mean, okay, what do you guys think about the Club World Cup? I agree with Klopp. I mean, look at Inter Milan. Inter Milan players, I mean, if you count the Club World Cup, they would have played 60 over games this season. 60 over games. No? That's just mental, man. I mean, how many weeks are there in a year? There's more. They play more games than there are weeks in a year. Okay, so we're gonna change this guy to a poacher. Okay. Again, we're gonna go attacking now, and we're not gonna waste time. We're gonna take the game to the opposition. Counter press. Yeah, we are taking this game to the opposition. Yeah, we lose, man. I wanna hustle. Maybe I will drop the tempo. The tempo is too high. Okay, all right. And then this as well. Okay, let's go. All right, we're playing against a 4-2-3-1 with an RPM that's going to be moving up the pitch. Now, this is interesting, no? Because something just fell on my table. Now, if I look at the tactic, there's an RPM there that's going to be running up the pitch. That means that the entire left flank is vulnerable. So if I concentrate my build-up play there, which is what is happening, we could give them let's see how Romy performs, okay? Because Romy is on the same flank. But I think we can definitely give them a lot of issues because wait, their left, our right. That's why we're attacking rather. Yeah, their left flank, our right flank is attacking that left flank. So let's see how they do. Okay, there we go. They're trying to build out on our right. This is where their roaming playmaker is. So this is going to be interesting. Our AP has gone there. Yeah, we're putting a lot of pressure. If I want to, I could go fullback. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll really up the ante on this team. Okay. So what we're gonna do is gonna have a very funky attack. Okay. We're gonna go fullback on attack on this side. So it's gonna be like mental one side attack. Okay. Serafimov. Politic goes up. He's looking for options. He cuts back to Maiga. Maiga sets up Musi. We got our first goal. We are gonna take this game to the opposition. Okay. And this is before we get our fullback involved. Okay. This team is second on the table, but we've already opened 2 minutes in. We've already scored. Okay. So this is where the roaming playmaker is. So we got a DM here. We got a fullback coming out, winger. So this roaming playmaker is gonna have to do a lot of defending because we got all these guys attacking that side. There's an anchor and a DM there. So that's it's a beautiful second from Civic. It's a great free kick goal. Civic going around the wall, I think. Yeah, went around the wall. Fea just couldn't get to that ball. It's number 2. The DM is having a game of his life. The IFB is basically I'm playing with only 2 defenders, but there's a gap. This Libero is going to drop in. But because I'm using a DM, he will sometimes cover for this spot. So this fullback can get up the pitch. That's 2-0. Are we on extended? I want to see more, man. I want to see more of this. Okay, there we go. Zach out to Politic. Okay, there we go. The DM is helping to cover this side of the pitch. Oh, they scored a goal. Be right. Of course, that's where we might run into some trouble. Okay. Awarded. Yeah, that's a good goal. I see, because we are so attacking on this side, there's going to be issues. They managed to get Nagy. Nagy got in. The defenders. The defensive line is high. So never mind. We want to have some attacking football, for a change. Serafimov brings the ball forward, gets it. The Politic is not finding any space. No. These guys are just... Okay, down the left, we got support. We got focus played on this side. Again, Nagy is moved to that side of the pitch. Interesting. Okay. Yankam. Okay, good reading of the game. The playmaker gets to the ball, looks to release Musi. Musi picks up the loose ball, drops into the area. Varga's header is straight at the keeper. Here we go. Romy again goes wide. Varga wants to play more football. I wanted to rest him. It's 2-1. They have one shot on goal and they scored a goal. Here goes Bodka back to Serafimov. Serafimov looks for options. He brings the ball forward, finds Bodka. Bodka does a run. Okay. Oh, Sarah. Good try. Civic. No, that's not enough is happening in this game. Varga back to Civic. Civic now to Romy. Maiga. Civic. Musi. Nice ball to the Volante. Romy. He's on his own. Yeah, he's got no support. How can I fix that? Yeah, if the inverted fullback becomes a fullback, he'll get plenty of support. No, I don't take the chance. Okay. All right, let's do more. Okay. All right, fullback on support. Okay, so now we play one defender. Okay, one defender system. All right, now we want more goals. So there's only going to be one fullback defending. RR1 ball playing defender. Serafimov is in trouble. Oh, another one. Buat Ramos with the ball. Budka gets the ball back. Okay. Cordoba is going to be playing as libero. Maiga gets into the area. Looks for options. Can't find any. Serafimov, the last man. Oh, what a poor pass on Serafimov. I think maybe we have to change her. That was terrible, Lord. If that's your last man, he can't pass the ball. Oh, yeah, that was a terrible pass. We have to be very careful now. He played a terrible pass. I would think that his passing is okay. 12 only. He doesn't have vision. Okay, so Vodka now to Politic again. Politic looks for options. Musi can't get there. We are desperately trying to score a third. Their roaming playmaker has run out of steam. Vodka. Because we are doing all we're doing is on this side, we're just attacking. The roaming playmaker has run out of steam. He's got nothing left for second half now. Yeah. He's gone. He's gone. He's having a terrible game. So we kept the pressure on this side. So this he has got to keep coming back to defend most of the time. Nagi managed to get one goal. What we can do, I think what we'll do is we won't worry about getting others involved into play. He's going to become an advanced forward now. Okay. 62 minutes. Oh no. Yankam. Don't do this to me. Okay. I hate it when this happens, no, the game. You get one corner and they get an equalizer. Hey, come on, boys. Okay, we're gonna drop our defensive line slightly. Okay, we're gonna go standard defensive line now and check this up. And bring this down to balance. That will bring my defensive line well down. Okay, alright, Zach now. So the back line is not gonna push up too high. So Musi, Cordoba, Vodka. You can see where our fullbacks are now. Instead of running down the flanks, right? Because I just dropped it down to the defensive line. Okay, we go Civic again. Back to Cordoba, the libero. Yep, we just Serafimo. Don't give the ball away. Okay, Maiga out to Zach. Zach is on his own. Finds Maiga. Finds Romy. Romy shoots. Okay, making a substitution now. We're gonna take off Politic and bring on Tosan, Traore for Musi. SCT. All right. Again, Traore now with the ball, finds Civic. Good. I mean, I like the shape. I like how we are attacking. Although, yeah, it had to happen sooner or later. Good goal. So now the backline isn't taking too many risks. So we managed to score a third. Simple goal. Varga with a knockdown header for the playmaker who just had a easy shot. Dakovic. Now I'm safe. I don't think the AI can do anything anymore. Yeah. Or we can actually look after Zach. Take Zach off and bring on Lonka. Ask him to play in the center. And then that should be fine. Changes are needed. Yeah, comfortable. I mean, they made it a bit hard for us. I mean, I had to tweak my tactic a few times. So we launched our fullbacks into attack because a lot of these teams will now be quite defensive against us. Romy out to Lonka. Nice pass to Varga. He can't. I'm going to have to strengthen this squad next season. If I'm going to be competitive in the Europa Champions League next season, we're going to have to be a lot better. We don't have very good wingers. Yeah. Our wingers are very average. Traore must have heard me. It's got our fourth. Okay. Disallowed. Nope. I think someone was offside. Lonka must have been offside. All right. As you can see, I mean, we didn't create too many classic goal scoring. We did get our chances weren't very good. You see, it's times like this I go into my tactic and go like, chances weren't very good. I'm not really happy with this tactic. Not really. I'm not that happy. I'm always fiddling with tactics because I get bored. Yeah. So, all right. I like diamonds. I think diamonds are fun. I think the diamond is actually a very good formation in Football Manager. Okay. So we can actually play a diamond for the fun of it. Huh? Okay. So we got two wingers. We got 1, 2, 3. I think, yeah, these guys can. I don't want to play like this. I want to play with fullbacks on support. Okay. So we'll get them to come inside. Sit narrower, cut inside for the next game. I tell you, the AI, if this was a real team in the real world, they go like, what are they playing today? No, we don't know. This team keeps changing its tactical systems for every single game because they've got a manager that gets very bored very quickly. So we're gonna have an advance forward, and I'm just gonna have a complete forward attack. Yeah, that's gonna keep things quite interesting. So we're not gonna use a libero. I mean, wait, let me think. We'll start with this inside cutting. Then after that, we'll change it, when I get bored. Okay. All right, so we got pass into space. We're gonna go fairly narrow. We're gonna not be more expressive. We're gonna work ball into box. Again with low crosses. We're gonna go to the byline all the time. Bring the high defensive line, drop this. Prevent short Google distribution 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're not gonna do that. Invite crosses, no. Okay, let's go. What we could do, I'm gonna do something very different. Okay, this is gonna be a bit idiotic. Okay, it's a bit idiotic. Okay, it is idiotic. Okay, something I tell everybody not to do on Football Manager, right? I always tell you guys don't do this on Football Manager, right? I'm about to do it. Okay, I'm about to do something I tell you guys never to do. Trap outside. Okay, I'm gonna trap outside. Okay. We're gonna have a winger on attack here. Okay, we're gonna do a focus play there. We're not gonna do this. Okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna trap outside. Something I tell all of you never to do. Let's see if this works. And we got a lot of games coming up. We got a lot of time. See, the thing about trapping is when you trap a team somewhere, you're gonna have to have players who can win the ball, because if you're trapping outside, it just means that those guys are just giving the opposition time and space to come down that side of the pitch, right? So when you do that, you really need roles and duties in the defensive third who can win the ball. So you need those, and you need to be able to counter. Syntax. So we're gonna try and do a trap, okay, and see whether it works. Okay. Now I know I've done this with a 4-1-3-2 very successfully. A 4-1-3-2 is brilliant at traps. Should I do it with a 4-1-3-2? Do I have 3 central midfielders? If we play a 4-1-3-2 with a trap outside, or trap inside, or trap outside rather, then okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do a 4-1-3-2 first, okay? Oh my god, I'm doing one of those crazy things again. Well, how much buffer do I have to lose games? I got 9 points. How many more games have we got left? Oh, we're playing in this competition. Okay. All right, okay. We can afford to. Okay, so I got wingers. How many midfielders do I have? I need 4 midfielders to pull off a trap. That formation. So let's see. I don't have enough. I got 1 Lonka. I've got SCT. That's 2. I got Romy. That's 3. That will cover 1, 2, 3 only. I need 1 more player. I got what's that guy's name again? My God, that's 4. That's not enough. I don't have enough. Yeah, I don't have enough. Yeah. There's only he can come. Yeah, that's not enough. It's too crazy. So we can't use that. We can't create that system. So what we're gonna do instead is do something different. Okay, all right. No, actually, let me think. I got Besic. Besic 1. SCT 2. Varga is playing. Zach is going to be playing here. My guy is there. Okay, let's see. Okay, we try this first. Okay, we try this. I think we can win. Okay, all right. So we got Travis, Zach, Romy, DLP. Okay. I'll play Lonka. Lonka has got better positioning and passing. Oh no, 10. Okay, we'll just use you, Romy. Romy is okay. I guess she runs with both. Okay, never mind. We'll find out. I don't think he's perfect for that role. I think I'm asking for trouble. Okay, so we got 2 of these. Let's see if this works. I could be wrong. I'm struggling heavily in my Lyon League 1 save. Anytime I face PSG, they play an aggressive 4-4 control possession. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about their what they call it in the game. I wouldn't. Yeah. If they're playing a 4-2-4, then you have to play a system that you see, they're gonna go down the flanks, right? So you definitely need to be able to protect your flanks with like a setup with fullbacks at least. Yeah. Then what you do in midfield is you overpower the midfield by a third player. So I definitely would play a 4-4-2 against a 4-2-4. Yeah. I will not play any other formation. If it's a 4-2-4, I'm gonna respond to a 4-2-4 with a 4-4-2. Okay, so we're gonna break Cisse in. Cisse, come on, let's go. All right, okay. I don't know if I got the right players anyway. So let's see how this formation plays out. We got a trap, man. Oh la la, it'll be fun. Okay, whether this works, it better work. I ain't about to. Okay, what we're gonna do then is gonna drop this to a mid block, so we draw them even more. Okay. We got a counter press when we win the ball. Okay, this is fine. All right. Okay, let's go. Let's see what happens. We're gonna play fairly wide. Yeah, I want the flanks to be the first to launch the counter. This will be interesting. Is that an experimental tactic? I don't even know if it's going to work. If, like you're saying, the wingers push out high, makes you face 4 pass player, the DMs pushing on the wingers. Yeah, if the wingbacks are inverting, yeah, it's a right 4-2-4. I'll play like that. So they got the numbers in midfield as well. So you got to have to counter with a 4-2-4. Then what you do is your libero goes, you play with a libero 4-2-4. Then you're defending with 3 players, but you got the 2 wide players to take care of the 2 wingers. Then every time you lose the ball, you can definitely revert. But it would be I would be playing a 4-2 whatever. Yeah, the 4-4-2. Yeah. Okay, not too bad. But did I miss something here? Yeah, MTK are playing with a 3-man midfield. Let's see how it goes. Because we are trying to draw them into going down our flanks, so that we can counter them down the flanks. That's the plan, at least. In my head. That's why we have a trap outside. So a trap basically draws them in the area, right? Something I don't like using traps because they are so iffy. Yeah. It's like, I know like there are some formations that are brilliant with traps. Like the 4-1-3-2 is probably the best one because it's so straightforward. But something like this is a bit harder. Oh yeah, I know why. I know why it's not working. I got this guy sitting narrow cut inside. Yeah, I gotta remove this player. Because I don't want them to cut inside. Yeah. Because I went wide, right? So the mistake I made was I told him to cut inside. Zach. Nice ball, Kodro. So let's see whether this trap works. The trap will start from the opposition third, right? But if everything is comprehensive, I'm not seeing a single highlight. Just us attacking them. I mean, we are all over this team. Harga handled the ball. Okay. Civic wins the ball back. Goes down the flanks again because that's where our width settings are, right? They're all wide. Serafimov goes back to corner. We're playing for once. You're playing a 2-man midfield. Nice. Oh, beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. What a goal. Romy went straight for Varga. Varga looked up, saw the options, and then set up the playmaker. So they're going to come down the flank, see? Then we try to win the ball there. Then we try and do a counter straight away. So this AP and this complete forward, quite important roles. Huh? That's why I wanted a roaming role there. So, see, sometimes you see a trap inside, right? You say, I want you to go down the flanks, right? But the thing doesn't go down the flanks. Yeah. Because we got all these players here, they're coming back. Oh man. Alright, let's try something. Second half. Okay. Again. We just all over them. Yeah, they haven't really had much of a say in this game. Again, has got the ball. Let's see if I want to actually see those. Like, the only time we'll see the trap is when we don't have the ball and they have the ball in their third. Okay, so now we have a corner. So, syntax, how? So, what have you tried against PSG? Okay, you see, not happening. Yeah, I see. This is one of the reasons why I hate traps. I'm trying to make a trap work with this formation. But it's in. They are going down that flank, right? They are coming down the wings. But even though I have like inverted fullbacks on defense, I think a large part is because we're not. I'm not seeing it work the way I want it to work. There we go, and then nothing happens. Because sometimes when I like set up like a 4-1-3-2, then it's almost natural, right? They won't go through the middle, right? So they go down the flanks. But then that's like, okay, yeah, is it because you got no path of least? You're taking the path of least resistance. So I think in Football Manager, the AI follows the path of least resistance. It doesn't follow like, oh, I want to trap it there. I want him to play there. It doesn't do that. Sometimes that's how I feel. Trying to exploit the wings when the wingers are up high and exploit the space. Hey, Kimpy, thanks for the tier 3 subscription, man. 24 months in a row. So if I were you, if you're playing when their wingers are up high, they exploit the space, they inverted wing backs and wingers leave. But since they push out so aggressive, players are constantly under pressure. Correct. You need to get the extra play in midfield, and you got to keep the ball. Plus, it doesn't help that they are PSG, right? They're such a strong team. Once again, I will give the 4-4-2 I mean, another good formation against the 4-2-4 is actually the 4-3-3. But then when you play the 4-3-3, you got to play it like Gambit. You can't play it with 2 fullbacks or wing backs on attack. Otherwise, you expose yourself to the 4-2-4. Nice. Okay, we managed to score a goal, but that's about it now. I don't think we've scored another goal, have we? Yeah, you see, this formation isn't really giving me the yes. Okay, so we're gonna do something different. Okay, so we're gonna bring this guy in. We're gonna do a play through the middle again, 4-1-3-2. Okay, put you here. Put you here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna play a Mez on support. And another Mez on support. Okay. Alright, we're gonna turn you into a DLP on defense. Alright, we're gonna turn you into like a fullback on support. And another fullback on support. Okay. So what? No, not AP. Let's not do AP. We'll do CM on attack. Okay. All right. So you'll get further forward, and these guys are basically. So it's like now what we have is a proper. But now it's the path of least resistance, right? They're definitely going to come down here. So what's the point of having this guy now? So I'm going to do is I'm going to add the invite cross. So we tuck in. So these guys will keep tucking. So these guys are really going to come down the flanks now. Oh yeah, I got Musi and two guys who can't tag, who are not central midfielders, which should be fun. These guys aren't central midfielders. Asking them to play central midfielders is hilarious. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Yeah, it's asking for trouble. So we take Romy off and bring on SCT, and then we'll take off this guy and bring on Vodka. All right, okay. Now we have two proper midfielders. Vodka, Kudrow, Vodka, Kudrow. Back to Civic. Okay. Yeah, it's more natural when you do trap outside of this. I'm playing. You're playing with a 4-3-3, right? 4-3-3 DM. Okay, so what you do with a 4-3-3 DM, right? Because you can overpower their two-man midfield. So, since they're playing centrally, what you want to do is you want to have like a libero there. Focus play, and then I know there's a. If you focus play left and right, you'll usually get spaces opening up. So you need focus play on one side of the pitch. Not bad. And you focus play on the side of the pitch where they've got the inverted wingback operating. Nice. Okay, so we counted on the side of the. See now, right? I want to see. Okay, from here. Okay, I want to track it all the way back. So okay, so we were attacking them. Remember what I did, right? Trap inside. So we allowed them not to go down the flanks. Okay, so now you see what our players are attacking inside. Okay, so we go like, go down the flanks, but AI doesn't do that, right? So we win the ball back. And now counter is going to be this way, Goes wide. Yeah, the thing about traps, right? Your counters go in the direction of your traps. That's the only thing consistent about this. Okay, now with Cordoba, again, we allowed them to come down the flanks, right? And then they lost the ball. So I find that trap outside works very well with a 4-1-3-2. It's the best formation to use a trap outside with. Because firstly, it makes sense, right? And then you're going to create all these goal scoring opportunities. So this is like the best trap outside setup I've seen. But all the other formations, right, it doesn't seem to work. This is because probably my theory is because the AI, because it's got the path of least resistance, it's gonna go through down the flanks. And then that's where your path of least resistance is. And then you slowly inch your way forward, and then you'll have your, this, because these are Mazzalas, they're going to support fullbacks all day long, man, with crosses. And here I would definitely line up in instead of playing like advanced forward, poacher kind of setup, right? I'll play a complete forward, because a complete forward roams, which is actually quite handy. But about to the complete, let's say a complete forward drops so deep. Then we got that guy. Slowly we get out the pitch. See where the fullbacks are positioned. This is like you got 1, 2, 3, 4 waiting to run through the middle. Then the fullbacks come in. One ball over the top. Oh my god, another goal. Holy cow, this is beautiful football, man. Okay, I think we came up with a winner. Okay. Hungary 4-1-3-2. This could be fun, man. Some brilliant goals, man. Because we are allowing the AI to come down our flanks, right? But we've got a packed midfield too. So whenever they go into the center of the park, they're gonna run into trouble. There we go. Then we won the ball again. So I find that if you play a 4-1-3-2, this is one of the best trap outside formations in the game of Football Manager. But you can't play with attacking wingbacks. Yeah, you have to play with fullbacks on support. Or even you can even change the roles. Right? Okay, we're gonna change these roles. I can do it here actually. Touchline tablet. Come in here and then go here, and then change this guy to inverted fullback on defense, and then turn the other guy into an inverted fullback on defense. That's it. And you get like a back four that is so like, okay, we're just staying back, maybe. And sometimes what you'll see, the one thing about the game of Football Manager, those inverted fullbacks, they do good. People seem to think they never attack, right? They do. So we go now. Yeah, okay. Wow, Varga came in, man. What a day for him. This is good. I mean, looking at the quality of compare. Okay, I'm gonna look at the numbers. Okay. So compared to the other tactic that we made, this one seems to have made even better clear-cut chances. I counted at least two 0.6 xg chances in this with this tactic. Okay, so let's go in and let's take a look, right? So we've been messing with tactics. Analytical data. Okay, this is our chance. This is our chances at 0.19 and all here, no, 0.17. Okay, not bad. 0.17. Okay, I mean, I thought it was a 0.6. 0.3, 0.79. Yeah, we saw he had two very good chances. I think was one of them a penalty. I don't think there were any penalties in this game. Yeah. 0.79 and we had 0.39. Correct. We had some very, very good chances. He missed the penalty. Yeah. Okay, so we come in here and then we load the Hungary 4132. A new one. Because I wanted to make a new tactic, which just got trapped. Okay, cool. I like these kind of tactics where you intentionally create a very high barrier to entry, you know, for the AI to score against you. So you're like, we basically, a lot of people go, you should focus, what do you call it? A lot of people, when they set up this tactic, right, they go trap inside. And I'm going, why would you want to trap inside? Because that's where all your three are. It's already a trap. Got three men in midfield. I mean, they're not gonna. You don't have to trap. They come in. They're gonna lose the ball anyway. So instead of doing that, trap outside. So I'm drawing them down the flanks. So in that way, yeah, I'm inviting them to go down the flanks because they lose the ball. Then I have a brilliant counter. Hopefully. So we got some very nice goals. I mean, I like the goals that we scored just now. The goals were quite nice. I thought some of these goals were brilliant. Especially Christoph Zacharias, and he kept coming in for some pretty good goals. There we go. One more. Still went through the middle. Varga setting up with Zacharias, and that was an easy goal. Complete forward creating it for him. Then there's the fullback coming up the pitch, or in this case, a fullback and support, crossing the ball. Varga with a header. That was 0.19 xg. And then we got Romy, that's the deep line playmaker, crossing the ball. Again, Vargas, so it will help if we get a 4-1-3-2 gonna get crosses. That's true. Romdin, what a brilliant ball. So in all of these, the common denominator for this tactic to work would be two players here, or at least two players who've got strength in the air. Yeah. So if we don't have players who've got strength in the air, then we run into trouble. Okay, so we're gonna play Varga now up top. Kodro. We can actually give a rotate our team. So we can play Besic, Lonka, Civic, Cordoba, Limbo. Okay, all right. So now we're playing against a forward. So now we're not playing with our best players. He's not really a playmaker. So got Besic, Gojek. Gojek has never played the whole game this entire season, so it's going to be interesting to see how he performs. He's probably going, huh? I'm playing? Okay, let's go. Now we're playing a new tactical system. Hopefully the players don't react badly to it. Okay, so we're playing against a 4-3-3. Always a great test. I like these formations because I like to test this formation against 4-3-3s, 4-2-4s, 4-4-2s because they got two players on the flank, so they're naturally flank attacking tactics. Good defending, Besic back to Cordoba. He looks for the playmaker. The AP dropped it. Okay, but there was no counter there. Besic to Liambo. Oh, what a ball. Gojek can't get there. Lonka. The Mazala will go into the half space where the fullback is operating. All right. Let's see what happens when I play them as inverted fullbacks. Okay, now we're playing as inverted fullbacks, which means that we are keeping them defensive. Their priority is really going to be defending, right? Let's see if we screw things up. Popov, let's see how far up the pitch they go. Cordoba goes to the inverted fullback, it finds the playmaker, goes back to the ball playing defender who pushes forward. There we go, Mazzala right up to the advance forward, trying to check that back in. Not bad. We got two runners in the center with AP trying to feed them. So the Mazzala is also going to try and look for passes between the lines. So we got two Mazzalas looking for passes. We got AP ahead of them. Very nice. I like this tactic. I do like this tactic. So we've got creative, but Mazzala looking for... Okay, we got a Mazzala, AP, Mazzala, right? So it's like a little triangle there. Directly in front of them, they got two players that they can feed. And if they miss that, they can go back to the AP. Which gives us lots of options. So I like this little triangle that we've set up. So as you see, we invited them to attack us down the flank. So each time they go, they might leave vulnerability behind. Okay, good. But this time they didn't exploit it. We could use this in the next season in the Champions League, man. I could build a team around this. Varga. What a ball! What a ball. Okay, so we've created one. We only scored one goal. Now let's not get excited. Oh, keeper. Alright, now we go into key highlights. Okay, I've seen enough. We don't have to worry too much now. Okay, I see enough in the tactic to say we can carry on. Basic is playing really well. The Mazzalas are playing. Here's the CM on attack. Is going to push up here. Oh, so there's no AP here. This is a poor man's diamond. But we got these two just sitting back and defending. Got Civic. Cordoba. Oh, it's a second goal. But is he offside? I don't think so. I think he started his run a bit early. It's offside. Okay, here we go again. So you can see the back line. All these five fellas waiting. One nice ball to Lonka. He's going to look for options. There, the inverted fullback gets up the pitch. Kodro, Maiga, Basic from range. See, these guys are not coming up the pitch. Okay. Another cross. Popov with the ball. Oh, brilliant cross. Kodro cannot find the back of the net. These two guys, they're not really doing very well up top. Varga has already scored one goal. Oh. Lonka. Stats up. Oh, it's a pen. Another penalty. They had to bring down the guy who can't score a goal. Can you imagine if Kodro takes a penalty? I think we should. Man, it's too late. I wanted to change it to Kodro. Taking the penalty would be quite hilarious. Oh. Was doing a little test 4-4-2 IIB and Libra SB. They struggled, but didn't notice they switched to 4-2 last. Yeah, 4-4-2 will work. They're 4-4-2 will work. They struggle, right? Not you, right? PSG will struggle, right? Play a 4-4-2 with a libero. There's a very strong system. Yeah. I find it's very, very strong. Because I'm not playing it anymore. It's like I've stopped playing a 4-4-2 with a libero. I'm playing with other tactical systems. Oi, Varga almost get another one. Oh, brilliant. Okay. We can let them all finish the game. Very good performance. Very, very good performance. They reduced the opposition to 0.17 XG. I mean, of course, we should be beating them, but still, good performance. All right, so we are carrying on, man. Now we play Ujipeš Football Club with 6 on the table. We are on our way, babies. We got this game and then we got another one. We got a few more games. Well, let's see how many clean sheets we can keep. That is a case of keeping clean sheets and doing a trap outside tactic. I am making a trap inside tactic. Although, yeah, I mean, trap inside will be a bit more interesting. Okay, so we got Musi, Romy, Zach, Noster, Lionbo. Okay, let the S-man choose who we should be playing. Okay. Alright, we lost one more defender. Okay. Mentoring month in review. Several has picked up some mixed personalities from his mentor players, some positive and some negative. His sense of sportsmanship has increased. He appears to be handling the pressure. His sense of loyalty, great. I love it when their loyalty diminishes a little because it just means that their ambition has gone up. And ambition is a key component of good development of players. They need ambition, determination, and professionalism. Less of that, too. Let's get okay. All right. I mean, that's not too. It's just still balanced, right? So we've got training and mentoring. We killed off most of the other groups. Yeah. So only left these groups only. So mercenaries hasn't changed yet. The other groups were successful. They finished what they were supposed to do. Okay, now let's go. Okay. Again, we're playing the same tactical system. Let's quick pick again. I mean, can we? Quick pick. Yeah. There. Most of these are like Civic is tired, man. We'll give Civic a break and we'll bring on Popov since he can play in that position. We're gonna play with fullbacks first. And see how they do. But then after that, if we score a goal and if we do lead, then we'll switch to inverted fullbacks. So I want to see how it does with fullbacks only now. This will be interesting again. And these are the real tests for this formation when they've got like 2 and 2 versus a 1. Again, Noster out to Popov, fullback on support, finds Kodro, the complete forward. There we go. Oh my goodness, how could he miss that? What a setup for Kodro. Kodro should have buried that, man. Kodro just can't score. He can't score. He just can't score, though, this guy. Musi. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. This is Kodro's last chance. This is the last chance he's got for me. Okay. I'm going to play Varga. Guys, I want Varga to be the finisher in all cases. How do you think you can make a 5-3-2 transition from 4-4-2 as if you defend 6-3-1 until 5-3-2? But no, just play a 4-4-2. Yeah, 4-4-2 can transition into a 3-1-6. Yeah, because basically you're playing a 4-4-2, and then the 4-4-2 you have to play with a libero, IFB. Basically, your backline, the way you set up your tree is going to be your inverted fullback, libero, and ball playing defender. That's it. Then after that, you look up the pitch. What are you going to do with the next player? Where do you want the 2 to come from? You're going to be a DLP. Then the DLP will be holding his position. Your libero comes up. That's your 2. Then you got your 3 and your 2 already. That's it. Then after that, your attack is how you're going to set it up. You know, your 4 players, you want them on attack duty, and your strikers. They will defend like a 4-4-2, and then you will attack like a 3-5-2 or a 3-1-6 or a 3-2-5. Yeah. All depends on how you want to set it up. Okay, look, we're going to have to take Kodro off. Kodro is a joke. Last few games has been pissing me off. So put him back. Kodro, get off the pitch. Let's get Shirley in. Okay, Shirley is coming on. Bodka has already got a card, so we're going to bring Cisse on. Okay. Alright, let's go. Ironball is also not playing well. Okay, we're defending our corner. So see, this tactic is invincible on her. So far, it's done quite well. Again, we're inviting them down the flank, so we should be seeing that. Yeah. So, okay, one long kick. Shirley can't get that. Good work from Popov. Jumped on that early. Romy playing as a yeah, that's probably because there were no one is running in front of him. Romy is playing as a Mazala. Yes, and he's got to get into opposition area. Oh man, that had to happen sooner or later. So it's not invincible after all. So far we've been playing quite well with this 4-1-3-2. But we consider to a set piece. Are we playing with our best players? I mean, I would say they're close to our best players. Lion Ball is playing terribly. Okay, so we're gonna take him off. Bring Seraphim off for Lion Ball. He does have moments, That's why we didn't give him a contract. Because some days he plays brilliantly, and some days he's like, I don't know, man. Think of a player out there who plays terribly. That's him. Again, what can we do here? I mean, the only downside of this kind of formation is once you're behind, problematic, because you're gonna have to go up the pitch, right? Okay, so we're gonna go fullback, wing back on attack now. Wing back on attack. Okay, our problems now start. Cross. Gets the equalizer. 1-1. Save. Brilliant goal. Yeah, I'll try to see out the match. Okay, I'm gonna take off. Do I have midfielders? Not really. All wingers. Okay, that's it. Disappointed. We got 2 draws in a row. Yeah, we were supposed to beat, but that's like our rivals, so it's interesting. (4-4-2) is the most flexible tactical system in the game. But the reason why I stopped playing is it became boring. Yeah. But I like this formation, man. But you can play in so many ways. Hey, you can play the 4-4-2 transition 3-2-5 is easier. So. But 3 are your 3. The thing is, if you want to make a 4-4-2 transition as a 3 anything 3, you have to use inverted fullbacks. That's it. Libero. Then you decide what the midfield composition is like and where you want the players to go. It really tests your knowledge on roles and duties and positional play. It will test you all the way because if you want to get good at Football Manager, I suggest only playing one formation, 4-4-2, and create as many different permutations as you possibly can make with that tactic, and I guarantee you become a very good player. If you start with like a 4-2-3-1 and then you want to try and tweak the 4-2-3-1 25 million ways, you'll never ever figure it out. Because yes, you can tweak it, but without understanding how roles move into different positions, you won't be able to tell what you need to do when you're playing a game because you obviously can't do it with a 4-4-2. Because the 4-4-2 is like the most basic, or it's like the basic of all formations. Do you think 6-3-1 defense related to invite cross with 4-4-2? 6-3-1 defense? I don't know about 6-3-1 to defend. That's like what? I mean, that's when people throw 6-3-1, right? 6-3-1 on defense, it's got nothing to do. Invite cross, 6, where are the 6, right? People throw numbers, okay, quite. So if you're talking about your 4 here and your 2 and you want these 2 to come back and defend, that's when you have to use invite crosses. That's when you get the guys. But also your defensive line. Your defensive line cannot be much higher. Because you play with a very high defensive line, you run into trouble. So now I'm going to do invite cross. I'm playing a standard defensive line all the way, right? Because I don't want my back line to go too high up the pitch. Now I'm going to play at a higher defensive line. But I'm going to no traps. So I'm passing into space, the one. Work ball into box, yes. Okay, so we're going to go and attack them now. Torture chamber time. This tactic, I like my 4-4-2s, man. Because Zachariason is a winger. No, I will play him here. Okay, Maiga come off. We're going to play Top, Nguyen as a winger. Vodka, Lahimbo. Okay, this is like not the best team. So if you want the wingers to come back and defend, they got to be on, like the attack duty is probably not going to come back if you play with a much higher defensive line. Chances are they're not going to track back. Invite crosses does help because what will happen is their players stay tucked inside. That tuck inside encourages these 2 sometimes to come back and help you defend, but it all also depends on your defensive line. So I'll show it to you. You know, I might lose this game, but I'll show it to you. Okay. So for example, right, we start off now. I think I'm better playing a comprehensive. Okay, all right. So we're gonna start off first with a low defensive line. Okay, all right, inviting the cross. Oh, this will be fun. We got also low crosses, so they're gonna go all the way to the top of the goal. No, that's a pain in the ass, man. Hey, Spurs fan, thanks for your 23 months. So now mentality is balanced. So it affects our defense. You know, look at this, right? See where this winger is? Sorry, that's a midfielder. We got one midfielder, two. This is why is Kodro there? Oh, poacher. Look at how I set up. Winger. Watch this, Okay, now we lose the ball, right? The winger is back here defending. Okay. Winger is back here defending. Look at when we drop, Winger is still defending. Invite cross. So that's how we got the defense. See that? This is how we defend, no? When we have like a low defensive line, right? Because this guy's defensive line is low. So all of them are defending. Now I'm going to change it to much higher defense. Yeah, so, okay. All right. This is I can see goals. All for the sake of science. Okay. So now you see a much higher defensive line. Okay, now that thing hasn't happened yet, right? But also you have to remember, like some transitions go from back to front. You can't expect them to bust the gut and get back, right? You can't expect the ball went from here to here in one move, right? These guys have to, they have to wait for the reinforcements to come back. Okay, so we got a goal. Okay, that's still the low defensive line. That was still low defensive line. We haven't gone to high defensive line yet. Okay, now we've gone to the much higher defensive line. So watch what happens to these two guys. So look at what this guy did. That's what happens when you play a high defensive line. Because now he's been told, we are playing a much higher defensive line. So I want you further away from goal. This means that when you don't have the ball, he is also likely to do what he just did. And I'm playing only on balanced mentality. So that's how your defensive line works. So if you want your back line to always come back and defend, okay, two things you have to do. If you want your wingers to help you come back and defend, then you got to set up your defensive line correctly. Okay, so now we still have the ball. Yeah, so all day long. Okay, come on. We're not doing anything different. I don't have all that funky stuff, right? Yeah, cut inside shoeless often. Never mind. Damn it, take this out. I hate this instruction. I don't know why it's my tactic. The best formation in the game, by far, for all kinds of like funkiness, right, is the 4-4-2. The 4-4-2 gives you that all that, especially for, I won't say I say for those guys who are after that 3-1-6, 3-2-5, those funky, I don't want any, I want to completely dominate, right? Look at where these wingers are now. See what I meant just now? Earlier, right, we had them coming over to defend, right? Now we are playing with a much higher defensive line, right? Much higher defensive line. But look at where these guys are now. As they are bringing the ball, right? As they have the ball, see where they are now. Because this is something very few people will tell you, and very few people will dare tell you, okay? Every role has its own defensive line. So these guys are not coming back now. Because they are wingers, right? Remember, I'm playing on balanced mentality. So they haven't come back all the way, but they're just behind. They're there, but they're not like, doubling up on their player. So I change it again. Go back to standard defensive line or low defensive line, okay? Go where the low defensive. What happens then? Why do you think I was playing low defensive line in my first season in Europe? In my first season, when I was playing a 4-4-2, I played a low defensive line 4-4-2 because I wanted my wingers to always be behind the ball. So now we come back. Now you see what has happened. The ball went down the flank, right? Who came up to help them? Because now the wingers are out of position, right? This is my poacher, no? So they swap positions. So if you want to create, yeah, it's all about how you play a defense. You gotta know how to play. You need to understand the defensive. So now I'm going back to my high defensive line and take some chances. So now my wingers might not always be back. Yeah, each player has his own mentality. Each player has his own defensive line. Something that no one will dare tell you. I remember asking somebody very high up in SI once, a long time ago. I mean, I'm not talking about a developer level. I'm talking about the very high level. Okay, because there used to be a beautiful time last time you can actually have one-to-one conversations with them. And I asked him a question, and he never gave me a straight answer. He never gave me like a direct answer. That's when I knew, okay, there is something about this. Because it would have revealed too much about the game. Explains a lot of things, no? Because I used to not believe it. I mean, it's like, must be. At first, I was like, defensive line must be a position, arbitrary position on the pitch where you expect every player to come back to, like how deep they were. Then I was thinking, cannot be. After years and years of play, that cannot be, because there's no. Then I did a test, I did a test many times to see there's a difference between different defensive lines as to where that back line drops to. And I found there was nothing there. They always drop to a certain level. So it became a question of support. How far up the pitch does that back line support the transitions? That's when I figured out what defensive line is. It's all about transitional support. And where they position themselves when you have the ball. So you look at our fullbacks now. I'm getting them high up the pitch in support of the attacks. Okay, so now if I wanted to go even higher, it's a case of all kinds of crazy things. We don't want to do that. So I'm going to mix it up. Okay. I'm going to go use the flanks a bit instead of looking for true balls through the middle. Oh, no. Good. Hey, baby. Lion ball Zach comes back. Now, invite cross. Okay, gets behind the ball. Nice. Okay. Tuck inside. The wingers encourage to come in. Oh, no. Am I still on? I don't know. I keep forgetting what defensive line I'm on. I keep changing it. All right, that's it. Yeah. Now we got key highlights. So I hope they cleared things up. But 3-2 build-outs is all about your roles and duties. Yeah, poachers will come back and defend. I had a poacher come back and defend. It's all about your defensive line. Yeah. So if you want your defense, you want the players to come back and help you defend. It's your defensive line. So all the players will be affected by it. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna go attacking. So everybody now got different mentality. So we inadvertently also pushed out the defensive line and the line engagement. No. Somerville. The defensive line affects everybody, and the line of engagement affects everybody too. But it starts with the strikers. Yeah, the strikers set the upper limit for the line of engagement. So if your line of engagement, so you're like playing a line of engagement like this one, right? This is your line of engagement, right? Okay, that's your press word. So it starts with your strikers. So where is your strikers position? Oh man, come on now, guys. Can you score? Okay, we were running on empty. We kept demonstrating alpha, Charlie, alpha, everything. Okay, Bodka is not gonna. I think we're gonna have to change the winger on the left. I don't have a Traore, right? He's injured. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to play someone that I've never played in that position. So left, we're gonna ask Popov to come and play there. No, undo. We're gonna get Lonka to play there rather. ML. Okay. Something I've never done. Ask him to play there. They're going to do a 4-4-2 themselves. Interesting. Okay. All right. Tell you what we'll do. Take a chance. Chicka chance. Want to win. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna drop you here. Are you coming up here, right? Okay, you come here, roaming playmaker. Okay, so we're gonna turn him into a AP on support. You're gonna be wing on support now. Libero comes up, forms a 2. This guy 1, 2. Okay, we just try this. Oh, try. You damn very, very bold. I don't even know whether I got the players in the right positions. That's all. Okay. Zachariason back to Lion Ball. Those options finds. Oh! Vargas scores! In fact, they scored a goal before I made the change. No? Yeah, so cancel. Cancel. I was pushing for the last goal. I wanted to go into a 4-2-4, but we scored the goal with the 4-4-2 first. Lion Ball played a simple pass. They messed up when our striker got in. Now they go into a 4-3-3. We stay on this. Oh, good win. Okay, so we've done that. We've got the win we needed. I think we've almost signed, sealed, delivered the title. How many more matches we got? I mean, we got a few more matches. Yeah, we got this game. ZTE now. Okay, so we go back. Let's make a new tactic. We're bored now. Yes, I'm bored. I need to make more tactics. Okay, so in fact, I got so many tactics in my bin. I don't want to make anymore. I'll just go and pick one. Okay, Bonito box. What's this? Okay, we can play a Bonito box next. I just got to go into my collection of tactics. Okay, I just got to play different tactics. What's this? Complete wingback, Mazala going. Oh, this is a crossing tactic. Okay, that'll be fun. This is a cross heavy tactic. Okay. Yeah. Bonito box. Yeah, if you can play the 4-4-2, there are a lot of permutations in that setup. 4-4-2 has got a lot of permutations that make it quite fun to play. I actually like using the 4-4-2 because it makes it kind of feel like a real manager. Yeah, because I'm forced into, okay, what should I do to break this team down? Sounds like an idea for a new video. What? The many permutations of a 4-4-2. I've done that before. Yeah, I did that a long time ago. I did a stream. The many permutations of a 4-4-2. Yeah. And actually, once I did a stream, I think you guys were here for the stream. I don't know if you guys were. That was way back FM 17. So what I did was I started every tactic wrong. Right? Every tactic was wrong. There was always a flaw in every tactic. So I have to try and come back for every single one of them. Yeah, I intentionally made a mistake. And I'll tell you what the mistake was. I'll be a goal down and then come back. No, actually, what the one manager, right? Yeah, minority browse rollout videos. Hey, God Spurs. I know, that's the thing. I got to keep making new videos. Maybe I'll do them as the videos. I intentionally made a tactic not work. How did I fix it in the game? I'm okay. How are you, man, God Spurs? Children, hopefully they finish their homework soon. They got their homework to do. After that, I'm going to go and inspect their homework, which will be in about a few minutes' time. Then I'm going to deal with those monsters. Then make sure they have their dinner. Yeah. This Club World Cup is making me heat wave. I heard is heat wave with over there. I'm not surprised. So what are you guys wearing when you go out? Board shorts and t-shirt, right? No, Bermudas and yeah, t-shirts. I suspect that's what everyone is wearing: sandals, Bermudas, t-shirts. But the problem with the heat wave in the UK is it's dry heat. You don't really sweat a lot. You gotta drink lots of fluid. You gotta take a lot of fluids. Cause I think I was in the UK once when it was very very hot, and you don't really sweat a lot. You feel the heat on your neck. Yeah, of course you do because it's really hot, right? But you don't sweat. Here in Asia, when there's a heat wave, you're literally cooking and sweating all at the same time. A bit disappointed in how the Argentinian teams did the Club World Cup. I'm just watching it for the sake of the football, although it's a joke of a competition. And the fact that, yeah, all the Brazilian teams are through to the knockout rounds, right? I think Fluminense, yeah, they're all through. Yeah, it's nasty dry heat, no. It's very dangerous, no. It's the worst kind of heat. Because once I ran in a competition overseas, and then it was dry heat as well. So, and I had to take. I'm not used to not like. I mean, of course we sweat, but took me a much longer time to build up my sweat to cool the body down. So I think you gotta be careful. Kids especially, kids are dangerous, no, for them. That's why a lot of children they tend to get heat stroke if they're not careful. So gotta get I'm getting my kids into the habit of finishing their bottles of water and refilling it at school. Otherwise, they get like a long lecture when they come home. A heat wave tomorrow, I'll skip work and go to the seaside. But it's going to be the same thing, right? If you go to the seaside, all you got is the water. And then you go and take a dip in the water and you come back, it is still a bloody heat wave. Then you gotta put on what do you call it? Sun protection, right? I've got friends of mine, and I'm like I've injured my back somewhat now, so that's one of the reasons I'm doing these stretches while I'm talking to you guys. I tend to like to play in the heat out there in the sun, but even this, with the current heat wave that we're having, I can't. Normally, I love playing in the sun. In fact, I want to play in the sun. It's one of these saves when he's got loads and loads of players and loads of leagues, right? It takes forever, no, for us to move. Waterboard, and also, right, salts. Your body has to have salts, yeah. Yeah, the boys, it has to become part of their routine for the boys. And now I brought my kids out the other day to play with me in the afternoon, 5 o'clock. My boys went from they both became pink. I've never seen my son's face become beetroot red in my entire life, but that was the first time. It's like, but they loved it. They're sweating it out. I need to get them to get used to the heat and to sweat things out. You can find me in the Chiringuito, not on the sea. Oh. No, I tell you, if I go to the beach side, I'm going to find myself a nice cabana, cover. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll be barely anything on. That would be me. At the beach, baby. Speaking of which, you're making me jealous. I feel like going to the beach already. Okay, so we're gonna use what's the point of just dumping in tactics, right? Play a different tactic. Come on now. I don't keep playing tactics over and over again. Okay, we're gonna play the 4-3-3 gambit. I haven't played that in a long time. If I can find my gambit system. Gambit was a strong tactic, but I don't have the players for that. Okay, let's just forget it. Let's just go and play the 4-2-3-1. Let's be boring. Yeah, they will get used to it. I am looking forward to the next couple of weeks. Yeah, the weather is. I mean, July is gonna be really hot, lah. But I need my outdoors, so I get very grumpy when it's raining. But here when it rains, I have this problem here in this where I live. Right, it will rain like during the. It'll be hot as hell in the daytime, and then at night it rains heavily. So sometimes you're playing outdoor sports in the evening, right? You can't because it's raining. So you can't play during the day because it's too damn hot. And then when you want to play at night, there's a thunderstorm. So you get both. We get both of them. What a start to the game. A 4-2-3-1, which is a very safe 4-2-3-1. Yeah, we're playing prevent arch. We're playing high up the pitch. We're playing with pass into space, low crosses. We're using a libero at the back three. This is like a 3-2 build out again. So like a 3-2-5. He's raining with crocodiles in there. Oh yeah, there will be crocodiles. No, the crocodiles don't come out this season. They're too hot. Yeah. At this kind of weather, we don't even see pythons so much. Yeah, like snakes. They tend to come out during the wet, like when it gets a bit colder. So when it gets a bit colder, that's when I get a bit worried about snakes, because then you'll find snakes in the engines of, something you open your car, right? And you open the boot up and then you find a snake curled up around your engine, because snakes love heat, right? So I don't want to go outdoor trekking at the moment because I'm worried about snakes. Yeah, that's when snakes are going to be like, yeah, baby, let's go for a walk. It's nice and sunny outside. I gotta be careful. I've got to introduce my kids to snakes, scorpion snakes and all that, so they don't get scared. Like, I'm one of those guys that, people tell their kids not to go near dogs that bark. I'm going to go in near the dog that barks. And then if something happens, I want to teach them how to handle themselves in front of a dog, right? Like, how many people, they have dogs, right? But they don't have to control their own dogs. They're so stupid. They're so damn dumb. They bring a dog out, and then you got two dogs, right? So, and then the dogs start like, a dog starts to pick a fight with another dog, for example, right? And then what they do is they don't know how to get the dogs off each other. I'm like, dude, seriously, you got a leash? Adjust the leash up the neck and pull. Yeah, simple 1-1-1. Yeah, because the dog goes through a gag reflex, it stops biting, and then you can pull the dogs apart. So I need to teach my kids all this, how to handle themselves. I was once chased when I went for a run, right? I once went for a run, right? I got chased by 5 dogs. 5 dogs. So I was like, shit, man, this is a pack. So I was like, because dogs are territorial as well. So I think some dogs can kill. I mean, you gotta be able to handle a dog. If you want to keep a big dog, you better be able to handle that dog. Right? Okay? You better have a leash. You better know how to bring the dog to heel. If you can't, then you have no right owning a dog. Yeah, you shouldn't, because you're stupid. Like some people own like dogs like pit bull terriers. I don't know how to keep a dog. Man, shit. But there are plenty of people like that. I've seen people own. I once met a girl, right, in Singapore, and I actually told her off, because she brought a husky. A husky. Fucking Singapore, temperature 32, 34, humidity, high humidity, and she owns a fucking husky. And she brought the husky with her to the beach. And then she was like letting the husky bathe in the water. I'm like, dude, seriously, it's so hot out here. Your husky is gonna like get sick. No, you should. And then the worst part is when your husky bathes in the ocean, right? Because of the composition of the water and the heat that comes after that, you're asking your husky to develop respiratory problems. So if you want to keep a husky, your whole house better have a room for the husky where the temperature is like 10 degrees. I I love dogs, but I got a problem when people don't look after their dogs. You don't have a right to keep a dog if you don't know how to look after a dog. That's my personal opinion. People might disagree with me, but I think dogs are brilliant creatures. They're very, very loyal. I grew up with Dobermans and Dobermans, Alsatian Shepherds. I had some wild dogs, okay? All right? Because I lived in a compound where we had security, so I had loads of different dogs. Lonka is coming with Romy. Romy looks like he's at it. Don't blame me anymore, okay? Give me a few weeks off. Kodro will come for Varga. Musi will come on for Traore. Done. The players have performed again. Without us, we have a conversation. The guys just go and do their work. That's nice, huh? The goals look quite good, though. ZT at home also we beat them. Now away from home they're struggling. Cordoba to Lonka, Zach to Kodro finds politic, gives a 1-2 with Kodro trying to find a back of the net. Poachers are some of the best roles. I was lucky my dogs are police trained. I missed them. One got run over and the other one died of old age. Oh man, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. If your dogs are police trained, that's good. That's good. I grew up for Dobermans. My Dobermans were so good, right? One thing about Dobermans, the house they grow up in, the family they grow up in, they are super loyal to their family. Super loyal. Okay? But they ain't loyal to anyone else who comes into the house. So if they are super loyal to us. So I used to bring the Doberman. I used to bring my cousin, right, riding on my Doberman because my Doberman was huge. Yeah, I used to bring my cousin and put on my Doberman, and I used to walk. Our Doberman loved the kids so much that we put a seat, doggy seat, put a seat for children right on the Doberman like a horse, and then my cousin would be on the Doberman. She was only about 5 years old, 6 years old. She would ride the Doberman. And the Doberman was so well behaved, just let her walk with her on her back. I grew up with some dogs. I had a dog too. I had a big compound those days. And then loads of dogs. Love dogs. I love dogs. My favorite. I like big dogs. The bigger they are, the more there's more to love. I like big dogs. I'm okay with cats because I have a problem with cats. I seem to be. I'm not so allergic to dogs, but I'm very allergic to cats. Dogs are fine. Maybe it's a mental thing. Achoo around a cat. I know it's no business. But a dog, no, I don't. I don't know why. Some strange thing. Hey, quick pick again. Get us quick picking now. In fact, we got holiday mode, no? The rest of the season. Okay, we're almost towards the end of the season. Let's try and speed up. Huh? Okay, we're gonna do key highlights only after this. Just gonna go really fast. No more yeah football. Yep, key highlights. Gonna go super fast now. We lose. Huh? League table should be fine. Civic, Traore, and first goal. Yeah, I might just go commentary mode for this game. Huh? We are playing Debrecen. No, this is a good team, man. I'm treating every team. Drop it. This is a good team. I used to live opposite Wembley Stadium. One of our neighbors used to breed greyhounds to the races. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. That's the other thing, right? Okay. If I actually don't live very far away from a breeder, they breed dogs. But I have to admit, right, their compound isn't big enough So I hope that sometimes when I see people breeding dogs, right, I wish they had a really big compound. Fun now, but it's noisy here. The dog breeders, right, their homes are damn noisy, you know. They turn their homes into like dog breeding areas. Oh man, sheesh. All you hear is sometimes you hear a lot of barking. I think these are okay. No, it's not too bad. I don't hear them so much. But greyhounds are nice, no. They're I've never actually seen a greyhound in real life. Yeah. Like one-to-one relationship with greyhound, I haven't had one yet. Wow. Yeah. Where are these performances coming from, man? Debrecen is a good team. I know, I heard they're very, very fast dogs. Yeah, hunting dogs, right? Traore for Almal. They're all hunting dogs. I think we might as well bring Romy off. We'll leave Romy on. We just lost a good player. Traore. Romy is gonna come off lah. Okay. So we're gonna give we bring SCT on for Romy. So we don't run the risk of an injury. Halmal is only a kid, huh? He doesn't have the experience to play in that position. He's gonna make mistakes. You consider a goal. Every time you bring in a player that's not fit for your team, right? You can run into trouble. Chelsea has signed another attacker where United is trying to close and Bohemo. United is struggling because they've done their reputation more harm than good in the last 10 seasons. So whereas in the past you might see players of the quality of Bruno Fernandes come, now I don't think you're gonna find any player of that quality when he'll come to United. So I think they're having problems signing. You love dogs, but you love horses the most. Wow. Horses are majestic, yeah. And they're also another animal that's very good with children. They are very beautiful animals. Phenomenal with children as well. Especially those domesticated. I once saw a video of a woman, right, who was pregnant. And then she kept visiting. She has a barn with horses there. So the moment she became pregnant, she went to a horse, and then, the horse smelled her belly. And every time she'd keep coming back to the horse as the pregnancy progressed, right? The horse would be, smelling the belly. Then when the baby came, man, the horse was still, giving the baby love and attention, man. That's how impressed I am with horses. Harvey Elliott is a shot if he's not from Liverpool. Harvey Elliott might be leaving. Yeah, I won't be surprised if there's a major movements in Liverpool. Liverpool they're gonna be quite a number of players leaving the squad. My pick as players like Darwin Núñez are gonna go, Luis Diaz is gonna go, Harvey Elliott is gonna go. These are three players I don't expect to see in the starting 11 next year for Liverpool. Liverpool have got some major changes coming up. We won the quarterfinals without even trying too hard. Debrecen are a tough team. But we managed to get past them. So we're through. Now we've got a semi-final against an unknown entity. As the team continues his amazing run. Greyhound racing back then was amazing. My parents used to take me in the evening races at Wembley. Will the crocodile come to visit at your area again this year? No, I don't think so. I don't think the crocodile is coming back, Mukimpi. Because the last time the crocodile was here was during the floods. Because there were floods those days. Yeah, so I don't think it's coming. So far that there is a warning sign near my house that's basically warning people that there's a crocodile in the area. But so far, he hasn't reared his head. Maybe I should go visit the river. Because it's a river water crocodile. I should go and visit the river. I think I've just found my way to say goodbye to the whole world. I mean, that is one sad way of doing it. Be eaten by a crocodile. I don't think I want to do that. Get it? I'd rather jump off a bloody mountain than to let a crocodile bite me. You're gonna arrest a few players. I mean, yeah, crocodiles are I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, crocodile, you can be about 10 feet away from a crocodile. One of my friends wants to take me fishing on his boat. And he guarantees me I'll see crocodiles along the way. So that'll be fun. I should bring a video camera with me and film it. I think I will. No, I think I'll do it. I'll just bring my camera and record it. His name is Pierce McPherson. Oh yeah, offside, Serafimo. Why do you have to run so early? Huh? That's like you're running super early, Serafimo. Okay, you're super early. You didn't have to run that early, man. Oh, it's a penalty? Okay, let's go commentary mode. Stupidissimo penalty. Stupidissimo. Oh yeah, Halmal is a young kid. This team should not be losing games. Yeah, this assembly of players should not be losing games. So we will berate them one time. We lost. Croc eat fish or is it alligator? Crocodiles. Yeah, crocodiles. Not alligators. Crocodiles eat fish. Yeah. And then sometimes you find this shrimp, this type of shrimp. And then when there's a lot of shrimp in the river, the crocodiles aren't far away. Because crocodiles eat shrimp too. Them crocodiles aren't far away. One of my friends, she loves to go shrimp fishing. Okay, all right. We bring us up. If we're going to lose this game, I don't want to try out too many more players. These guys can't do the job. They don't deserve to be wearing the jersey. Just berate it one more time. Come on! What's going on? Of course, I'm not bothering right now. We've almost sewn up the title. Last substitution. Just ask you to play for politics. Do you agree the real Club World Cup starts around 16? I don't even agree that it's the real Club World Cup. So I don't even know where Marcus, I can't even start a conversation with. I don't even think it is the real Club World Cup. Because what is the criteria for some of the teams that are taking part? Some of the teams don't even deserve to be there, namely Inter Miami. What the fuck are they doing in this competition? Well, I don't know. It's just a joke of a competition, just meant to generate revenue, right? That's it. It's a get rich quick scheme from FIFA. Clubs like Inter Milan have played 60 over games this season. I don't know. I don't like the competition. Never have. I think but if I were to say, Daljit, if you look at a competition impartially, look at the quality of the teams, Club World Cup, when should it start? I think the Club World Cup should start ideally with the champions of each of the confederations and the league champions of the 10 top nations. So that means you have to feature either first you got to find the confederation champions, right? Okay, confederation champions. So it'll be the AFC, whoever is the AFC Champions League winner. Okay, then the other one would be each of the confederations champions, because there's no AFC for Oceania, I think. Yeah, so I'm not too sure. Then you got the top league club for maybe then the top 10 leagues, right? Then you got the top 10 leagues. Only the top 10 leagues get invited. Okay, so then there's a proper Club World Cup. This competition is a joke. Chelsea and Bayern are taking. Chelsea are trying to take it seriously, but apparently they cannot get any of their matches to start on time, so they're pissed off. And I mean, they have the competition in America. I've got nothing against America, but to have it in the southeast of America, which is traditionally this time of the year, there are a lot of storms, electrical storms as well, thunderstorms, and there are heat waves. And only one of those stadiums has a retractable roof. Or even the Marlins play with a retractable roof in the US because they don't have outdoors this time of the year. But they decided, we're gonna have the Club World Cup in all these venues. So yeah, I think that's why Chelsea are a bit pissed off. If they had it in California, like all the Club World Cup matches were held in California, and maybe New York, the west, right? Further up the west, then it'll be fine. No, it's the southeast area of New York that's got the southeast area of the US that's got the weather problems, weather challenges rather, not problems. I think they're going. I think that a lot of the players are going to come in, and there's going to be issues. Yeah, there's going to be issues. There are way too many competitions, like Syntax says over on Twitch. I think that there are way too many competitions for all these players, and then when they play in these competitions, I mean, for me, right, like somebody actually, I was hearing this commentary. It was very, very. I don't know whether it was a serious piece of commentary or whether it was a snide remark. But the way they went, this is going to be great for their preseason. It's a great preseason run up for Man City because Man City is like preseason for them, even though they are playing, treating like preseason. Because this place called Baton, I can't remember, Baton Roca. They have a resort right now, and they got their families, they got their kids. They're playing on the beach, they're playing on the pitch. They're looking like a damn good unit, man. Because it seems like they are, in Football Manager terms, dynamism, bonding has been pretty good. But they're gonna pick up injuries. I'm sure of it. Which is, and to think of it, you think about injuries that are gonna happen. And Rodri actually played for 60 minutes on the last game because Pep Guardiola didn't want him to play for. They want to play for more, but Rodri said, "I want to keep on playing." So yeah. And ultimately, you gotta look at the players themselves, right? Some of these players they just want to play. So what can we do, right? I know that some people are gonna have the argument that football is not a business. Okay, so we should have as many competitions as we possibly can have around the world, so that we can make as much money watching the game and then gambling or whatever, But I think it's too many. Yeah, City have got a fringe player for each position now. I think, yeah, agreed. I mean, look at Wrexham, right? Wrexham as a club, right? They've done, their commercial revenue is what? Higher than 4 other Premier League clubs, and they're only in Division 1, right? So Division 1, they're coming to the Championship next year. But their commercial revenue, because of their fan base, of course, their fan base comes largely based on the fact of their documentary and whatever. But the exposure they get from playing in the US is quite high. I mean, okay, the US itself, one can say is the sport isn't that big. I mean, looking at some of the matches, the Sundowns, literally it was sundown at the stadium and the Sundowns were playing, nobody was there. But I think that there's a lot more, there is exposure for the teams, and whether they can leverage off that is another, and make more from that, then we'll see. But like for clubs that have already got a reputation like Manchester City, yeah, I mean, you saw the stadiums, they were full, man. Why Chelsea have so many strikers? Hey, have you seen the number of strikers Wrexham have? Wrexham have 7 strikers on their payroll right now. Sometimes they have a lot of strikers. Let them, they feel like they need to have more and more strikers because they need to turn to somebody else when somebody is not firing in the goals. Chelsea has a huge squad. And Chelsea can't go out there and sign anymore. Chelsea are in danger of flouting PSL rules already because I think their net spend is quite crazy. Liverpool have the second highest wage bill for the squad, but Chelsea's problem is their net spend. Let me check. I think that's a way of finding out. Make it 5. Okay. Chelsea's 5-year net spend 720 million. Manchester United 590, Tottenham 400. So Chelsea's net spend is very high. Yeah, they got a very high net spend. No, Liverpool's wage budget is the second highest in the Premier League. But Chelsea are gonna have a problem because a lot of clubs have a very high net spend. I know Liverpool's net spend the last 3 seasons. I mean, I look at the last 5 to 6 seasons. We are the second lowest after. No, we are the lowest, 212 million. The next highest is Man City with 313 million. But then the rest of the clubs take over. Chelsea, Manchester United, they all take over. Our net spend is very low compared to the rest of the teams. We're doing quite Premier League. There's actually a very, very good article this month in the Athletic about net spend. Chelsea is first in PSI and still can sell the jump players to Arsenal. Chelsea got a lot of players to sell. Chelsea have a lot of players they can release on this season. A lot. They'll do really well releasing a lot of these players. Yeah, man. I think at the end of the day, the one club I'm worried about the most, right, is United. United must be in full panic mode. No? First, United can't really go out there and sign a lot of players because they don't have the money. They don't have the money. They're in trouble. Financially, they're in a lot of trouble. So they can't go out there and sign a lot of players. So how are they going to raise money? One thing clubs can do, and I think this doesn't fall PSR, is investor injection. Investors can inject money they don't want back. So if the investors decide what the investors can, which is what Wrexham did, right, for themselves. So see, normally there are 2 ways investors inject funds, right? One is like a loan, right? So they have to pay you back. Another way is I invest money, I dump money in the club, I don't want it back. Consider this a donation to the club. Because, you fans are giving clubs money anyway. Some fans donate, right? So this investor injection, they will need an investor injection. So let's see how far the United ownership is willing to put their money where their mouth is. Because right now, United are in a very, very interesting position. As an outsider looking in, right? How much money are the investors willing to pump into the club? Because I see what the clubs are doing instead is like jacking up prices, trying to make more money from the fans. United need more than... No. United need 2 or 3 midfielders. That's a problem. For United to compete next season, if they don't have midfielders, they're back in the bottom half of the table. I guarantee you. They'll be in the bottom half of the table. Because United cannot. Right? Other clubs are doing so well in terms of managing their PSR. United will have problems next season. Oh, my words, man. They don't improve, they might even get relegated. You like playing in 2D? I play in 2D because it's easier for people to see why I changed what I do. Because people come to my streams because of tactics, right? So, and I explain lots of stuff like how defensive line works, how the line engagement works, and I have to show it on 2D. I can't show it on 3D. No, injected money can. Donations can. The club can pump in money. Yeah. They can pump in money. It's not about... what happens is the investors come in and they give the club money and say, I don't want the money back. The problem is you need the investors to say, I don't want the money back. Yeah, it won't happen. United will qualify for the Champions League and then they will not be excluded by FAP. But it'll be funny if they do. United has no midfield. I can't wait to see what United do. Anyway, guys, I want to thank everybody coming on today's stream. We will be back tomorrow. Meanwhile, I'm going to go and do something with the kids. So thank you very much for coming in today. We managed to get quite a bit of the season done. And I shall see you same time tomorrow. I've updated the schedule on Twitch. Yeah, so you'll be able to see what the schedule is. I didn't do that for a very long time. I do apologize. So you guys stay safe. Take care of each other. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.